YouTube, welcome back to the deserts of Kharak, where we are in the round of 8 in Artifact Cup 18. I casted, I think, all but 1 or 2 of the round of 16 matches. One of them, I think there was a rage quit, and I don't know what happened in the other one, to be honest. But here we've got Xzavion, whose Gaussian forces we're seeing here. And he is going to be taking on the coalition forces of Descara. And like I said, I've seen Descara play multiple times. He is a fantastic player. I've never seen Xzavion play, so it'll be interesting to see how he plays here. I like the Gaussian versus coalition matchup. It's kind of a classic. Here we are catching, like I said, the Gaussian forces of Xzavion. The map is the Shallows. Let's get a little bit of close-ups and kind of cool footage here at the beginning while the players are just getting started. So there's the Gaussian carrier, and I'm focused in on the production cruiser. You see there was a base runner there. It looks like it's probably going to go be retired. Yeah, there's the production cruiser. Looking pretty sweet. Clipping through the carrier. It's magic, people. Don't worry about it. It's magic. Let's go take a look at the coalition forces. The map, of course, you can kind of see out here in the center. That's where the artifacts are. The capture zones are on the sides. The well-defended initial resourcing points mean that this base, or that this map can sometimes lend itself to an economy-heavy late-game type battle, but rushes can prevail here if done properly. So Descara and his coalition forces here. I love this game. It looks so good. Looks so good. Anyway, we're gonna check out the carrier here. So let's see, in the production queue, just salvagers so far. Let's see, we got Xzavion out here starting to take advantage of a second resourcing location. He's about to finish production cruiser refinery mode and sand skimmers fabrication, so he'll be able to put up defensive units and he's going to be able to mine faster. Let's see what's going to happen over here. One LAV up for Descara. So Descara getting out on the field early with some LAVs. This is a great way to do, like, you gotta scout. He's gonna get some air off that one. No, the LAVs are great for scouting and just kind of getting you some battlefield information. Looks pretty sweet. Let's check out and see. Oh, look at this though back here. I see something that's kind of a big deal. Descara's already gotten into an AAV early, so here's the AAV. So he's got armor on the field, and he could start cranking these guys out and put a rush on Xzavion. And Xzavion right now had sand skimmers last we looked. Let's see if he's pushed. He's got no, he doesn't have assault ship or railgun or missile ship at this point. So he's running a little bit behind. There's a little bit of scuffle going on with some sand skimmers and this LAV, and Xzavion's going to take that one away, but his scouting hasn't yet revealed, or it's about to reveal the first of these AAVs pushing across this side, with kind of a traditional 3 AAV rush going on here. So yeah, 3 AAVs pushing forward. This is going to be a problem. Okay, railgun starting, but it's 50 seconds until the railgun is complete. The railgun research, that is, for the Gaussian. So that's going to leave Xzavion in a pretty tough spot. He's going to try and push his carrier forward, it looks like, but the Gaussian carrier is incredibly slow in an early game without its extra, you know, power levels right here. So you can see that the sand skimmers have no chance of pushing back these AAVs. The Gaussian carrier is going to move up to do so. Let's just kind of take a look at what's going on here. So at this point, yeah, you can see that the AAV push is being very successful. Very good opportunity here to potentially disrupt resource. Oh, look at this. This AAV is just going to bypass. You can see the assault order on it. It's going to bypass the carrier and go back here and start putting pressure on this home location. The carrier's so slow that once, yeah, look at that, the smoke. Very nice play. This is going to be some very nice harassment here on the part of Descara here. Resources are already about to go down, and the production cruiser is forced to flee. So check that out. A pretty serious push going on here. Look at that sweet lightning in the background too. So Descara is going to have an early economic advantage here. It is going to be difficult to overcome for Xzavion. This AAV rush was just not real well defended. We got our first railgun up. I'm trying to get focused on it. before anything happens to it here. So you can see it's kind of running away back here in between the buildings, and it's going to temporarily get away. Oh, look at that. There's strike fighters up in the background. So there's 2 strike fighters coming in. Kind of caught those at glance of eye. I'm glad I caught them. Oh my goodness, the railgun's going to get hit by the strike fighters too. So a strike fighter AAV rush here has caught Xzavion off guard. He's paid a dear price for it in resourcing. And now the strike fighters are going to just have him on his heels. The production cruiser is the only unit that can shoot back right now at the strike fighters.
Defense alert. Enemy armor inbound.
And they have to get pretty close to it if I remember right. This AAV's over here pushing these heavy railguns. The strike fighters kind of keeping their safe distance from the production cruiser and then coming in with opportunities. Yeah, you can see there the fire comes out and it's pretty significant. Lost a strike fighter there. Man, that looks so cool. And the way it bounces off into the desert, that's so cool looking. Another railgun going down, but yeah, you can see that the production cruiser anti-air is just limited in range. I mean, it's pretty effective if the player keeps their units right above it, but nice use of keeping these units like all the way on the max of their range and then pounding this railgun. So terrible situation here for Xzavion. He is in bad shape. You can see the leftovers from that fight. Ooh, Sand Skimmer getting hammered on the way back. That lightning. Gotta love it. These smoking hulks of Xzavion's forces in that first initial scuffle. Can he get himself back on track? Let's take a look. He is researching missile ship. It's 15 seconds out. He needed it like 15 minutes ago. No, just kidding, not quite that long ago, but he definitely needs it bad because the strike fighters are already back looking for more harassment. Here they come, all over the resourcing operations. And you can see that every now and then a shot coming up from the production cruiser, but it's just not significant enough to permanently chase off the strike fighters or to prevent them from doing massive damage. If we look at the units killed, Descara is just crushing Xzavion right now with 15 units killed, and that's the cost of it. So definitely a game that's pretty heavily in favor of Descara at the moment. You can see his strike fighters. I'm trying to take this more cinematic view because this is some pretty sweet stuff. Him working these strike fighters around the flank here and then coming in for these strikes where he misses the production cruiser's anti-air fire, and he's able to get in here and cause some extremely nice damage into the resourcing. Just very, very nice damage. Let's go back to the production queue so we can see what's going on. Xzavion's working on missile ships, and Descara is training out some LAVs. If he puts together like a nice ball of LAVs, it could just make this situation all the worse. And if we take a look at the resourcing operation, 3 full resourcing locations for Descara, as opposed to like 1 and part of another here for Xzavion. So Xzavion's going to be falling behind. Check this out, the missile ships are up, and look at these 2 drones coming in here. It's almost like they're baiting the fire and like kind of scouting the way ahead, because now here comes the strike fighters and they're going to try and snipe the production cruiser. Let's watch what happens here. The production cruiser got hit hard, and the strike fighters are taking some pretty decent damage from that missile ship, and they kind of keep switching up targets, and now the missile ships are going to get very effective here versus the strike fighters. So that big ball of strike fighters cut down significantly by Xzavion here, and his production cruiser was saved because of that. But look at this. This is a problem. There are 2 artifacts en route to capture for Descara. That means he's going to be able to power up his carrier, and especially if he throws in like a quick research into power level, he can power up his carrier and push forward, and the Gaussian player is going to be left in a complete crapshoot. And sure enough, over here I'm seeing LAVs protecting the artifact run, so the artifact run can't be stopped. Let's get up here on the... Ooh, that strike fighter that we were watching got shot down. Yeah, look at the strike fighters going down. So lots of strike fighters destroyed. Another one destroyed. I'm trying to watch the strike fighters. They keep getting destroyed. So the anti-air fire is pretty significant here. Lots of strike fighters having gone down. So I'm guessing if we go look, another production cruiser up now too. So a little bit more anti-air fire. So I see so many strike, or there's still 3 strike fighters and a couple of probes in the background for Descara. Descara picks up the 2 artifacts. Oh, look at this. He's got his carrier producing more strike fighters. Wow. He's got so many strike fighters up. Look at this ball of LAVs. Look at this nice little flank attack here coming in from Descara. It's going to pressure the production cruiser. Let's see what happens. Oh, look at the missile ships. Putting in a nice volley there, driving back the LAVs with some pretty significant damage. So Xzavion trying to stay in this fight. He is bottled up in a corner, fighting for his life. And he gets some nice work done there when the LAVs stop, but his production cruiser now has taken some pretty significant fire. I can see like a sand skimmer or two fighting this back, but there are more LAVs pouring in, and look at the strike fighters pouring in from the flank too. They're just hovering up here like vultures, waiting for an opportunity to swoop in. You can see the occasional shot coming in from the missile ship, but a respectful distance kept here this time after having lost so many strike fighters before. Let's take a look at the units lost. You can see Descara, he lost a lot of units there with the strike fighters, so Xzavion actually turned around like the fight there in terms of the stats, but the problem is it's the economy. So no matter how many units Descara is losing here, he can basically afford to do it because he's got the economy so much higher than Xzavion, so he can afford those losses basically. Xzavion's trying to get another production cruiser up. He's trying to get his economy jump started. After all the issues, I actually think he lost a production cruiser. Yeah, he did lose a production cruiser, and I missed it. But the strike fighters must have finished it off. So that's why he sacrificed the strike fighters, yeah, because he had another production cruiser. So that's a huge hit, because that's 600 CUs. Look at this ball of LA. Oh, the carrier's moving now, too. So with the carrier now moving in, Descara's going to have basically heavy hitting power. And then if he can take out the missile ships, he can launch all of his strike fighters again. Let's watch the carrier come in. This is going to be pretty sweet. There's no reason to, I guess, be watching a lot of other places on the map because the engagements have been basically one place. So we'll take advantage of this beautiful scenery. He dropped another base runner out there, so Descara is looking to make more artifact captures. Let's take a look at the power level of his carrier real quick. He's got pretty decent power, decent range, decent weapons. So the Coalition carrier is not going to be anything to laugh at here, and he is launching strike fighters. A couple of them just went up in the air. His LAV ball is looking for the sand skimmers over here, and he's managed to catch them. Let's see if he's got LAV upgrades. Yeah, he's got armor upgrades to the LAV. Let's see if there's any upgrades to the sand skimmers. Speed upgrades for the sand skimmer. So the carrier's in. Looks like this. Whoa! What the heck just happened? I don't know what just happened. Screaming everywhere. So strike fighters kind of hovering in the background, and nice shots there from the missile ships. But if the missile ships, which you can see them right here, if they're lost, then I'm pretty sure the strike fighter harassment is just going to become too severe. And you can see that the Coalition carrier is targeting the missile ships, and it's getting them. One's down. Gaussian carrier is attempting to fight it off, but it just does not have the power levels to fight back the Coalition carrier at this point. So despite the two carriers being in close proximity, this fight is going to go heavily in favor of the Coalition carrier. There was a railgun up here too. Yeah, you can see it firing. Not going to be enough though, and now it's going to get hit by the ranged weapon. You can see that Descara is pushing his carrier right into the soft heart of the resourcing operation here, and he's going to shut down resourcing. This is going to be it. I don't see how Xzavion can come back from this. Descara has him. Yep, and he didn't. So game one goes pretty decisively to Descara there with a great AAV to strike fighter rush, and then followed up by his carrier once it picked up some extra power from the artifact captures. Let's go to game two, see if Xzavion can learn from that one, pick it up, or see if Descara is going to carry it on to a victory to move him on from the round of 8 to the round of 4. Alright, so the second game between Xzavion and Descara is going to take place on Torrent Crater. This time we're going to watch from Descara's point of view as he leads his coalition forces against, once again, Xzavion's Gaussian. Once they pick a faction for the round, then that is their faction. So that's why you don't see players switching factions potentially in between games. They are allowed, however, to pick the random faction. But as I understand it, thanks to a comment, it may have been Descara who made that, or maybe it was Coercer. Someone in the comments made the comment that basically if they do pick the random, they have to announce their faction in the chat when the game begins. So here are the coalition forces of Descara, and he's going to be starting off here on the Torrent Crater. In the Torrent Crater, you can obviously see there's a lot of terrain, a lot of blocked line of sights, plenty of places for backstabs and flanks. And then over here is going to be the Gaussian forces of Xzavion, who was put down by that AAV strike fighter combination in game 1. But let's see how he does here. We have seen that before in these series that players can from time to time kind of learn from that first game, come back kicking, and get back in there and lead to some exciting third games. But, you know, like I said, we'll see what happens here. We will see what happens. I guess that was the logistic post. Let's see what's going on. So a probe is flying around, so that's where you're getting some of these notifications, like the voice. So it spotted the sensor post that the Gaussian dropped there. Let's see what kind of strategies going on from a tech research standpoint for Descara. Looks like he's just hitting his light assault vehicle, as one would expect. Kind of see where he goes from there. Probably, yeah, straight into AAV fabrication, so not too long and he'll be all ready for AAV fabrication. Got the production cruiser up. Looks like the base runner retired after it dropped the scanner for the Gaussian, and I believe the base runner retired as well. And a support cruiser already up for Descara, so Descara is going up to the AAV fabrication, but he is also spending some money to get that support cruiser out early and go for economy, and you can see that there are salvagers following it. So pretty quickly here, Descara is going to be up to 2 bases, but Xzavion's already there. He's got 2 more resourcers following over, though he may not have production cruiser refinery if these guys are making that long haul like that. We'll see. But it looks like both players mining off 2 locations now, so fairly close on economy, assuming that the production cruiser refinery has taken place, and it looks like it has. So we've got the... Let's just see what goes next here for Descara. He's got his AAVs researched, and there's nothing on the queue for either... Well, yeah, he does have an AAV out. So Descara's got his first AAV out. No rushes from the Gaussian, which is interesting because Gaussian can be so deadly with rushes. And right now there is a web of sand skimmers moving out, so we're going to get some good intel there for Xzavion. So it's a nice job by him kind of reaching out and looking at the field. He's got his sensor scanner up there, and then 3 sand skimmers moving along the map. So he's going to have pretty good intel at the moment. Pretty solid intel. This AAV does get spotted, but he also spots the sand skimmer coming in here, so the AAV can try and keep an eye on that. And Descara going for yet another support cruiser, so he is really wanting to get the economy out, whereas we have a production cruiser and a heavy railgun on the queue for Xzavion. So if Xzavion can get a railgun push together, it could be good. Now on this map, though, there are a lot of lines of sight that get blocked for railguns. But there's also some really good lines of sight, say like back here on these corners here, where mostly you got pretty clear line of sight through here. Railguns can get some pretty good work done, so you kind of have to know where to take those railguns, how to use them, and then micromanage them well. But Xzavion is going to crank out his first railgun. And there goes the support cruiser. So yeah, support cruiser moving out. Just kind of check that out here. Thing looks awesome. This game is so cool. I can't get enough of it. I hope you all are enjoying it. I know not everybody on my channel likes watching it, but it seems like a pretty fair few of you enjoy watching this game. That makes me happy, because I really enjoy this game. Alright, so it looks like some AAV pushing going on over here for Descara. And he's going to get in here, destroy the sensor post. There are several railguns in the vicinity, though. Let's just kind of see what happens here. A little bit of a scuffle here between a sand skimmer and an LAV, and the LAV takes the worst of it. But the look at that, it got the kill and got away. That's pretty nice job by the sand skimmer there. And look at this nice positioning here with the railgun up on top of the sand dune. So it'll be able to keep that AAV at a distance. So the AAV rush won't work at this point. If we take a look, though, let's go back and look at research. What? Battle cruiser fabrication in a little less than a minute. And then the carrier is already moving here for Descara. Or no, okay, it's going to stop there. Battle cruiser fabrication. Now that's interesting. So Descara is probably feeling a certain degree of confidence here, I think, after that one, because he's going straight into battlecruiser, and I'm super excited to see some battlecruisers hit the field. No idea what's going to happen with them. Railguns can certainly take out a battlecruiser if they can get the right positioning, and again, this kind of stuff right here is nice positioning for the railgun, giving them good line of sight. If they have good intel, they can do a whole lot of damage. Ooh, so the support cruiser's up, so the carrier will start moving, so I think Descara is looking to put some pressure. He's got 2 base runners that came up that I didn't notice previously, but they're here. He's got this probe he's been getting intel with. LAV's also helping to get intel, and he's going to push these 2 artifacts is what it looks like. Let's zoom up on this thing. So yeah, he's going to go push these 2 artifacts. He's got 2 pushing there, and the carrier is going to provide cover for him, basically. And then the battlecruiser research is ongoing, so if he drops a battlecruiser out here, it's going to be crazy. There's a ball of sand skimmers moving out here for Xzavion. It looks like he's going to try and challenge this. Let's see if he has good intel on what he's coming up against. There's a decent number of LAVs back here. I want you to get some cinematic views of this fight, so the base runner is going to get engaged, and I just heard him saying that they're going to lay down a turret. So you can see the LAVs right now outmatched by the sand skimmers. Too many sand skimmers and they're too close, but the turret's up, so the turret's going to lay down some brutal fire here. Sand skimmer's starting to drop, and if the LAVs use that turret for cover, they should be able to get themselves in a good position to win this. So right now it's just a light attack vehicle skirmish. This looks beautiful. The carrier's getting shots in there, so sand skimmer started off in a good position, but they're going to have to pull back because of the turret, so great play there by Descara. More LAVs coming out for defense. Let's check out the production queues. Xzavion moving into assault railguns. Interesting. Now, assault railguns are quick, but their shorter range would put them perilously close to a battlecruiser, but he has, of course, no idea that his opponent is actually working on battle, and he does have a battlecruiser on the queue. So there will be battlecruisers soon. And there's about to be 2 artifact captures. Let's just make sure there's no backstabs coming from Xzavion. Doesn't look like it. And see, this is the kind of opportunity where it would be good for a backstab. Now, of course, you can see over here that you have some good scouting still on this perimeter by the probe. So, but if there was like a sand skimmer backstab right now that could roll through here, it could do some pretty good economic. Well, no, it couldn't, because there's an AAV left behind here. So very cool. I stand corrected. Look at that. AAVs left at the resourcing points for the most part, so that's going to leave Descara fairly well defended from a sand skimmer backstab at least. So the artifacts are starting to be captured. You see the 2 base runners made the capture, so now the coalition carrier once again going to be pretty powerful. And if the Gaussian has researched a lot of power levels, then it might have enough to withstand this, but I can't see whether or not he's made that research. Here comes the assault railguns. The carrier's going backwards, it looks like. Hey, why not drive in reverse, right? Let's just see what's going on here. So the carrier's moving up, and look at the assault railgun straying too close to the coalition carrier immediately. Oh my goodness, the battlecruiser's out on the field. Let's see if it can get in range. So the battlecruiser smokes itself to keep safe from all the railguns. And the railguns are doing significant damage. There's 2 battlecruisers actually already up. And look at that push. Let's see how much damage the railguns did to the battlecruiser though. Not a ton actually right now. So 2 battlecruisers coming and 1 more on the queue. Look at the damage here with 2 battlecruisers pushing forward. This is just a crazy assault. I don't know how this can be fought off with the current army. Look at this. All the resourcers and production cruisers fleeing, even the railguns fleeing back at this point. They'd have to have a good position to sit and fire from the assault railguns fleeing as well. Descara coming in with a dominant push here. You see 1 battlecruiser still back behind there, another one pushing forward, covered by the AAV. The AAV can use its smoke. And indeed, you see that there. Going to use its smoke to cover the battlecruiser. You can see that damage from the battlecruiser is extremely significant. A couple of battlecruisers means that the Gaussian carrier is in big trouble, in a big hurry too, so it's going to have to keep its distance. I don't see how Xzavion can turn this around. He's got the railguns, he's firing in, but there are 3 battlecruisers about to be here. I know there's 2 that I can see, and like I said, there could be another one on the way. Let's see if this one's close. No, it's not even close to being destroyed. Yeah, look at that push right here. Let's just take a look at this out from a distance here too, so you can see some of this action. The carrier's pushing in with massive firepower. The battle cruiser's pushing in with massive firepower. And it looks like Xzavion's going to call it quits there. What a beautiful picture there at the end of that game. Obviously not for Xzavion, but hey, Xzavion, you put up a good game there, bud. That was some good play by Descara. I know I would have been in trouble coming up against that, and facing off against those 2 battle cruisers with a 3rd on the way. That's tough. Well played by Descara, well played. But like I said, kudos to you, Xzavion. Thank you for playing in the tournament and providing us with some of these fun games to watch. I hope you had fun in the tournament, and you know, like I said, I need to get into some of these myself and just challenge myself. I'm not really great at these games, and it'd be a great challenge for me to push myself to get better by joining this stuff. So I may do it one of these days. Certainly enjoy casting it and getting involved in it. Appreciate the players providing us with this fun content. I hope you all enjoy it. I'll be back with more Homeworld, Deserts of Kharak, Artifact Cup 18 matches soon, so keep your eye out. See you then.